Hey, good Saturday morning, everybody. It's Jason, JR Custom Designs. Um, Gonna do an axle rebuild here. Kind of wanted to go over a little bit. I tried to find some videos on the internet. Maybe there are some, I just didn't find them on how to convert a locking diff to a open diff on these metal axles that you can get from Amazon. These here happen to be. I'll show you here. These happen to be these right here. Okay. Zoom's not really working. There you go. Basically anything for the Wraith, which is all they have on Amazon. But at any rate, so I bought a set of these before, and I mean they were pretty well built. But again, they were locking differential. They didn't have an open diff in them. And problem I had is when I first got them up and running, I took it out just not even going hard or fast or anything. Just took it out and sorry, I'm looking for trying to pull up my feed here so I can respond. But I bought the set locking diff, took it out just to play around with it a little bit, and the gears just completely disintegrated. I was kind of warned that they probably would, but I was kind of warned that they would, and I don't think they should have broke as easy as they did, personally, but they did. So I returned those, and I actually bought these, which are they're lighter. They're not as heavy. They're probably about half the weight as the other ones. They're all aluminum with steel drive shafts. But again, with as good as this thing's built, the gears inside are just pot metal, just melted powdered metal, basically, that they form into these gears. Um, yeah, Jason, you told me, that's for sure. um, so I sent those back, and I got these. I was recommended these not only through just doing a little bit of research, but talking to a couple other people that I know locally that have used these for their rock crawlers and stuff, and their the mud trucks. But anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna break this open. I've already done the rear diff because I didn't want to make a complete fool of myself and try to to show this live without at least having some experience doing it, because it's the first time I've done this with these axles. These are just standard AR60 axles. They're compatible with basically everything that the AR60 makes, the drive shafts and all that. But I want to go over, I don't know, maybe somebody can give me some better input. I use 15K diff fluid for the rear end. I haven't run it yet, so I don't know how it's going to react, but I think it's going to be okay. I might want to go up, 'cause I want it to resemble still somewhat of a locking differential, but I don't want it to obviously lock up like it does with the locker gears in it. All these pieces that I'm about to show you were pieces that were told to me by other members to get, which is the stuff needed to convert this solid axle differential into a limited slip or open diff axle. First being the gear shafts for the differential. This is the part number. This is the size, and everything's on there. It comes in two pieces. I bought 2 packs because I thought, I didn't know, I never had one before, so I thought, each differential needed 2 shafts. Well, each differential only needs 1 shaft, so there's two two shafts in here for either a backup or to build two axle sets with, or two diff sets. All right. The next thing is the differential gears. These are gears attached to your axle, and you're basically your planetary gear system or your differential gear system. I'm not 100% sure what these are made of. These almost look like pot metal, and that might be by design. So at least if something's going to break, this would be what breaks instead of, say, your drive shaft or your axles or wheel hubs or whatever. So maybe that's by design. I thought they'd be a little bit more heavy duty than that, but I guess I think they were $10-15 a set. I'd rather spend that than have to replace axles and stuff like that all day long. The next thing that I wasn't told, but I got it anyways because I figured I'd be needing it, is the differential gasket, which goes between the open part of the diff and the ring gear that bolts to the diff. You're going to need that to seal it up. See if I can get that to focus in. And then the part number is right there. I know it's kind of fuzzy. My camera's not wanting to come into focus. There we go. This is differential gasket. You can make this out of gasket material, honestly. It looks like someone just either punched or laser cut. I can't tell. But either way, just some thin gasket material. You can make your own. But I mean, there's like $5 for two of them, and there's two per bag. So then I also got the Hot Racing aluminum diff case. Did I need it? No. They sell. This is like it was just south of $20, and I could have got the plastic gear case for I think $8 to $10, something like that. But CNC aluminum diff cup, and I mean I like it. From building the first one already. A second, I gotta get rid of this. Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of this black box because I don't need it. I got my phone open. Now you can see all my junk on my table, and I don't have to worry about not being able to see everything. Welcome, Mark. All right, so I left off with the Hot Racing hub kit. Comes with 4 screws. The hub empty, of course. Then well, not the last thing, but you'll need a set of I got the heavy duty bevel gears. There's other ones out there that have like a helical spline to them. I don't know if that's any better or different for this, but I went with the recommendation of getting the bevel gear set, which is this one right here. Sorry for the noise that's coming on. My air conditioner coming on. But you'll need obviously one set of these for each differential that you're doing. Also, I couldn't find the part number for them. I mean, I'm sure they're out there. Someone that's probably more knowledgeable with AR60s than I am. But You'll need 4 small O-rings. Hey Curtis, what's going on? You'll need 4 small O-rings, which I don't know where they are, but I have, with what I do, I have an assortment of nuts and bolts and washers and O-rings and all that stuff, and I was able to find a suitable set in my little assortment pack I have. So you'll need 4 of these per differential for left and right to seal the case with the shaft, or where the shaft goes through. Now a little bit more backstory on this is, after I had my first set of axles, and yes, Jason warned me not to run it in a locked diff on these trucks, and we can kind of see that I didn't heed the advice, but it's one of those things I wanted to see it because I wanted a locking diff. That's what I wanted from the get-go. Not fully understanding, I guess, the stress that these trucks go under with the weight and the torque and everything else. So, at any rate, I was looking at getting some stock AR60 axles from A-Main or Horizon or whoever. And then I got to thinking, after looking at the price, I mean, to get a plastic set, a bone stock set of axles, the AR60 axles, you're looking at about $90 a piece. And then you have to get, your aluminum hub extensions, your aluminum carriers, all this other stuff to upgrade it, where you can get a set of these for $130. Comes with this flimsy steering bar, which I'm going to try out. I got me a Entity, I think is how you say it, or whatever. Incision. 1/4-inch stainless steel steering links as a backup to put on it. If I decide to do that later, if the stock one breaks, but I wanted to get the stock one a shot anyways. But anyways, like I was saying, you get a set of these for $130 from Amazon, shipped to your door, all aluminum, steel drive shafts, really, really quality, well built, I think. And it cost me another, I think maybe $50 to $60 to get all the internals and stuff to make them open diff. So I don't even think it was that much. Actually, yeah, it probably was, because you have to do 2 of them. So it was at least $60, $70 to do it. So I mean, all in, you're looking at $200 for a set of open diff solid metal axles. Whereas, if you're getting the stock AR60 axles, hey, what's going on, Clay, Mike? If you get the stock AR60 axles, then you're paying $180 right off the bat for plastic, and then you have to upgrade them to your liking with a metal bridge or metal shock or link carriers, and also your hubs, your axle extension. I mean, all that stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get these. I'll try them out, see how they do, and so that's where we're at now. So anyways, so the whole point of this video, I guess I was just waiting for some people to get on here, maybe chat it up a little bit. I'm bored. It's Saturday. Have nothing better to do, so I figured I'd play around with my truck. I'm hoping to get it running today. As you can see, I got it all done up already. Got the rear axles already on. Got the battery mounted. I got everything mounted. Trying to still figure out where to put the receiver, but I'll figure that out. But see the differential working. But I can't figure out why the drive shaft doesn't move. No, I'm just joking. So, anyway, I got my little makeshift wheelie bar back here, just to try it out and see how it does. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. This is the chassis and everything that I've been posted on and about for the past couple weeks of building. I've made some modifications to the design, but this is the old design that I'm going to test out for strength and durability. And then if everything works right, then I'll go ahead and I'll put together the truck with the other design, which has more shock position mounts. It has more lower link, upper link mount holes for different configurations. Actually, I went up. Well, I don't know if you consider it upgrade or not, but I went with the stock, or not the stock, but the scale shocks with the internal springs. Figured I'd give that a whirl because I've been wanting to do that. Printed me out some exhaust headers, painted them black, so looks kind of funny. But and then I got the body done and everything. So anyways, enough about that. Let's get to this build. Like I said before, if you're just tuning in, I did rebuild a set of these the other day, and the reason I did that was because I didn't want to make a fool of myself, and I didn't want to put out any bad information as far as how to do this or what to do. I don't know why I lost my. I don't know why that's doing that. Anyways, so if you have any suggestions on like I said the diff fluid, this is just what I chose based on kind of a consensus that I could find on the internet as a decent weight to go with. Um, I have 100,000 in my Arma and or not my well yeah my Arma Big Rock. I rebuilt that or that differential and put 100K in it, and it's still limited slip, but it acts like a damn drift truck on the dirt now because obviously the rear end's locking up more than I want it to. So I figured I didn't want to be locked as much, so that's why I went with the 15K. And then also for the gears, I'm using the Lucas white lithium grease. Um, Whether anybody agrees with that or not, I don't know, or what everybody else uses. I use this on my lasers and lubricate the bearings and the sliders and everything, and it works really well. It holds up really well. And with it being in kind of somewhat of a sealed environment, it shouldn't harden up like it would, if it was exposed to the air all the time. So we'll see how that works out. But I've had good luck with the white lithium grease, so we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going on with my. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it right now. It's leaving these little lines and dark spots, which is not what I wanted. There we go. It's lighting up now. Anyways, all right. So let's get to it. Take a seat here. I'll try to keep this to where you can see what I'm doing. Obviously, first thing, take off the diff case cover. He's got 1.5 millimeter screws in them. M2 1.5 millimeter head socket or hex heads. I guess the more important thing is don't lose all your pieces. That would be bad. All right. So that's what we have inside there. If you haven't seen it, it's just a locking diff where the shaft goes directly into the ring gear and yeah, junk. I mean, I guess it would be good for a crawler, but like I said, it's like a pot metal, and it broke super easy when I was just doing a test drive, not even a test run, but just a test drive around the yard to see how everything worked. So, but again, looking back, hindsight, I think this is a better option than going with the stock AR60s. Because worst case, I mean, you could put, if something breaks on this or bends or whatever, you can put stock AR60 stuff on here, like replacement parts. Because they claim, I don't know if this is true, but they claim that everything on here is compatible with the AR60 hubs or AR60 axles. So, in theory, yeah, that should be right. But I don't know because I haven't tried yet. But I'm sure at some point I will. So we'll see. Yeah, just want to take all these screws out of and around the axle. You don't have to take them all off. Just the ones around the actual diff case. These are 2mm Allen heads, M3 screws. Then you got two. You can see them. You got two set screws. You got one right here, and another one right in there. Can't see it right there. Anyways, those two need to come out. Or not come out, but just loosen up. And then what should happen is your hub should just slide right out. So there's one knuckle. There's the second one. Alright, so now you're left with just your case. So easy enough, right? I don't know what is going on with this camera, but it's making me bear with me a minute. I don't know if that's any better, but we'll see. It looks a little better on my end. Let's see how it looks when it comes up. Now, go ahead and put the horse collars back on the bearings. Alright, so now everything's back in there. Everything spins like it should. A little clanky right now, but hopefully that's just because it was like the last one I put in. I just needed some lube. So I scored a little bit in the top, a little bit in the bottom, and then run the gears through. Let's put a little bit more. Once you get a good healthy dose on all the gears, put a little bit more in there for the road, and we'll go ahead and button it back up. Where'd my lid go? Yeah, right in front of me. Alright, so that's done. Was anybody getting out and bashing today? I don't know if I'll be bashing this one today, but I'll definitely be getting it out here in a little bit and test driving it. See how it does with the new rear end and differentials in it. Also changed the pitch or the teeth on my spur and pinion gear on the motor and transmission. We'll see how that pans out. Hopefully better than I could imagine. I don't know. What's up, Derek? All right. There we have it. Put the bridge back on. bridge is back on, put the drive shaft back on it. And the cool thing about this is it comes with a 3 drive shafts, coupler bolts, I guess you'd say, with the grub screw hose that goes all the way through the shaft. The one piece. Less likely for it to break this way under all the torque and everything. So worst comes to worst. These again, they're steel drive shafts that I'm using. I wanted this thing to be as beefy and as tough as I could get it. So I went with as much metal. I went with as much metal as I could. For obvious strength and durability, or hopefully that's what it equaled out to be. Because in theory it should. But we shall see. Now, obviously, everybody's setup's going to be different than mine. But whatever you got that works, just roll with it. Don't matter. And these 4-link bars I'm using, they're very, very flimsy, I guess. I will be getting some better ones, but when I first started this project, I originally was trying to go as budget friendly as I could. Dang it. But things don't always go the way you plan sometimes. So, and plus I don't like to do things more than once. So, might as well get what I want and do it right off the bat, than to worry about it later and waste more money trying to make something work. So that is why I chose to do this. Plus, this won't be my last build for sure. Not the first, won't be the last. Or it is the first, but it won't be the last. Sorry. I said that a little bit wrong. Any advice out there from people that do this a lot more often than I do? Would be greatly appreciated if you have any inputs or some components to use. I know the links, I think it's CPE or CEP or something like that, makes a lot of stuff that you can use on these, which I'll be looking into. But just for the start of this, I haven't done anything. I want to find the weak points. And my main concern is the chassis, whether the chassis is going to hold up to it or not, because it is an acrylic chassis. Acrylic is inherently strong, but it's also considerably weaker, I should say, than some of your composite plastics and things like that. But again, my whole thing was to come up with a nice budget build that looks good, that doesn't cost a small fortune to own. Like these chassis can be made relatively cheap. So I mean, it's not like your carbon fiber aluminum, which is what I originally wanted to go with, but I was having some trouble sourcing carbon fiber and being able to get it cut. I looked at doing aluminum chassis, which I may still do if there's enough interest in this chassis. But it's all up to what everybody wants. So we'll play it by ear and see what happens. But for now, acrylic will work until we find out, where its weaknesses are, where its strengths are, and kind of toy with all the options. I do like the acrylic, nice shiny. I can make it in whatever shape or size I want or need to, which is really nice. So, if you have a custom need or whatever, like this chassis here is set up for the extended cab long wheelbase bodies. The F-150, this is the one I have, is a Chevy 1500. So I mean, the ones with the long wheelbase, around 13 inch bodies. I think the one I have is a 13 inch wheelbase body. And this chassis, as it's built right now, stands at 13.5 inches front to back. So it's just over 13, but the body, as you'll see here, still fits it really nicely. So they said that this is the newest old version of the chassis that I have. I have a newer version that I haven't cut out yet, but yeah. So let's see, steering check. I guess we'll see how good this steering setup is. All right. Turbo mount. Let's see where. Cool deal. So this one looks like it's gonna mount the way it should. Hey sis. All right. Hey Oscar, what's going on, man? I just got done converting a a locking differential to an open differential on some axles I got off of Amazon. Now I'm just kind of finishing putting things together, and hopefully get it out and test drive it today. See how all that's going to work. How do I want to run this? I suppose I need that. Hello. Just putting together my monster truck. They put these big old wheels on. Little more involved than on a normal RC. They've got several screws and stuff that go into them. Alrighty. Alright, so the truck's built. Let's put the radio in it, and we'll see what happens. Alright. Alright, let's bring this bad boy to life. Alright, well, that's going to wrap up this video. I'm going to go ahead and get this all set up and then take it out for a ride. I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and we'll get back to you. Thanks. Have a good day.